yeah, I'm just going to read a few pieces from Floodgates, from on All Fronts, and then I'm actually going to read some newer poems for a larger manuscript. Okay, this is from one of the sections, which is called Stationary Front. A stationary front forms when a cold front or a warm front stops moving. This happens when the two masses of air push against each other, but neither is strong enough to move the other. Got that from the Department of Atmospheric Sciences. But I guess so. These poems in this section are dealing with sometimes with tension. So there's all different types of tension. But this is a piece called "Girl Reading the Book." It's from a painting by the artist Michael Singletary. Girl Reading the Book, or How Lena Reads the Word. You notice Lena's legs first. They're long, slim, and sculpted. Her feet yawn out to the end of the bedspread. The paint on her toenails is a chipped bubblegum pink and almost touches the picture frame. She's reading the Bible, topless. The good book is small, worn, and rusted fire hydrant red in her hands. The gold script on the cover is a whisper. It is Sunday. There's a sigh descending in this room. Her bra is a sling of lace and straps and clips resting to her right. Studying war no more. Lena's bare knees form the steeple of her body church. She lies back into the brass cool of her headboard. Her breasts rest behind pages, psalms, her kneecaps, podiums. The truest brown lies on the underside of her thighs and the plump push of her backside into the mattress. Finally, a flash of blue, the embroidered triangle of panties, holiest of holies, a pink room, and Lena with her blackberry dollop of a mouth, alone with the word. Yeah, paintings, good stuff. I'm also a big fan of haiku, of short poetic forms. So, matter of fact, shout out to the Hurston Wright Foundation representatives who are here. Hey, hey. And these haiku were actually written for a reading that we did celebrating Richard Wright's 106th birthday, and he wrote a ton of haiku. So here are three senryu, or haiku not based on nature, on the occasion of Richard Wright's 106th birthday. 1. Opening black boy, the worn pages sigh, just like a fall wind. 2. Opening black boy, the brown yellowed pages sigh, like my father. 3. The news of his death, a cold gust in Baldwin, pulling tight his scarf. Ghosts of Old Limb Senryu. So, for anyone who's read the Sterling Brown poem Old Limb, this is my haiku response to it. Lone black man, 4 patrol cars. They don't come by twos. Home haiku. Anxious nights, a lullaby for black lives. Hey, I'm home. Meanwhile, well, let me skip that. So the next front reading from, this is Squall Line. A line of thunderstorms that form ahead of a cold front containing heavy precipitation, hail, frequent lightning, strong straight line winds, and tornadoes. I think variance of that is the derecho, which I've heard about, which is interesting. It comes down, it just like a blade. So this title's longer than the poem. Meanwhile, at a black funeral home in Chicago, a mortician explains why he mourns, weeps at his expanding profit margin. We running out of coffins. Halo of arms. Your body will not pucker and spoil today, tonight, tomorrow. I will not claim it. I will not seek it cold, frozen. You will not be the newest cut of meat on the coroner's slab. You will not be called body. You are here. You are my warm, laughing now. You have a name that lives in my mouth, perched on my celebrant tongue. Let me hold your hand and tell you I love you. I speak for every halo of arms you leave as you go about your day, stepping certainly, surely into this rotted maw of a country. Come back to me, child. Come back to me, mother. Come back to me, lover, whole. God forbid they tell me you've been halved. I wish a motherfucker would. And as I think of Toy Derrick, she talks about poets bringing people, kind of taking them to the uncomfortable, to the dark, but then also they're also holding your hand, taking you out of the dark into some light. So this is an Ein Tu, an African American poetic form, and this is dedicated to one of my favorite poets, Lucille Clifton. And it's contrapuntal, so it can be read from the top to the bottom, and then from the bottom to the top. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but this one worked out. Yawning another day alive and glittering, me a burst of black life matter, for they have failed to snuff. Come celebrate yawning. Yawning, come celebrate, for they have failed to snuff me, a burst of black life matter, alive and glittering, another day yawning. So, hooray. All right. And this is the last section of the chapbook, and it's Cold Front. And these are some of the pieces focused on my dad, who was a Vietnam veteran, and had his share of, issues and such. But he and I worked that out, long before these poems were written, thank goodness. At the VA, the man who shares a room with my father titters and jerks under the covers of his bed. His hair is wet and silver, corn silk slivers against the pillow. He dances under those sheets like a thick-cut piece of bacon on a skillet lacquered with grease. He calls for his mama. This scares me, and I watch him from my chair where I sit with Daddy. Daddy barely notices. I'm scratching the back of his head, applying lotion to his scalp because his hands won't work. I turn away from the man in the bed who moans, cover me, and I don't know if this is meant for the mother or the platoon that he keens for. His dream-caught legs churn his sheets into white cloth froth. I focus on Daddy's scalp and make this ritual my sole duty. I watch his eyes close, his creased brow smooth. This is my way I bring Daddy home from war. And to close it out, because I got a poem about my mom. If I leave my mom out, I'll be in trouble. So this is called Homecoming. My mother's arms, soft boughs around my neck. I've landed, her baby bird for the moment. So that's for my mom. Yay! All right.